I'm retiring, I suppose, from professional football. So, thanks for coming. I think, I've had close to 20 years at the football club now, and I started out, as a team assistant, as a gearman, and 450 appearances later, I'm standing here as a one club player and with a beautiful family, and it's been a privilege for me, and I've had some time to think about it, and just feels like the right moment with some great opportunities ahead, and I'm excited for that. And I've met some great people and played with some great people along the way as well. So that's about it.
How was the process getting to this point, Roxy? I imagine it's something you've contemplated in the past and not gone through with it. How did you get to the point now?
Yeah, I think just when I started thinking about it, it started feeling right, and the way the season's gone for me this year as well. Personally, it's felt the right moment. And speaking with family now, and knowing the club's in a good place, there's good leaders in the change room too, and things are humming along nicely. That it feels like the right time, physically, mentally, and in terms of how I can contribute to the club, and to giving opportunities to others now as well. It's many different factors, and it's a selfish sport sometimes too. So now I want to be around a little bit more for these guys. I'm dedicated to them most of the time, but it's just trying to make some unselfish decisions as well at this point.
Can you tell us about the emotion that you feel today? Everyone here?
Yeah.
How does it sit?
Well, I mean, I've seen a lot of people coming and going from the club. It's the type of club that it is that people always come back here, always want to come back here, and I've had some great relationships with some people here, and I'm not one for having everyone stand here for me. So it's really nice. It's something that I think we spoke about, to try and do something, and I'd happily probably slip away into the night as well, but it's probably something I'd look back and maybe regret. So I think the club is I think when we finally walk away at the end of the year, hopefully with a trophy in our hands, there'll be a range of emotions. But I think at the moment I still want to contribute to the season, and seeing everyone here now and doing this, it's become a lot more real. But still happy, and still feeling a range of emotions, I think.
18 seasons in A-League football, you would have seen a lot of change.
Yeah.
What's that been like?
It's been a privilege for me, I think. It wasn't the plan, or I didn't have any long-term vision that this is how it would turn out. But, I've met lifelong friends. The club and the people here have shaped me as a person, as an adult, and, given me values throughout how I've grown up as a person in terms of that. And, I've been privileged, and I've worked damn hard for it. So I don't say I've been lucky, but I've been very privileged for what I've been able to play here. Coming on the weekend was really nice, and I got a nice ovation as well. So that's something I remember for a long time as well, I think. And I've played with a lot of great players, seen a lot of great players, and seen the game change and been through all the highs and lows of it. And it's like I said, it's been a privilege, and I've loved every minute of it.
How has the competition changed?
I think it's become quicker. Everyone's chasing the edge, I think, in modern football and modern sport as well. It's players are becoming fitter and stronger and faster, and there's been some highs and lows of what the league's gone through itself. But I think the quality is as high as ever. I think people do glaze over that. There's some of the games that you watch are, there's just some fantastic goals, some fantastic play, and you catch some boring games, of course, but you catch boring Premier League games sometimes too. So I think the leagues and the play and the way the games are going are definitely in a good direction, and it's up to everyone and everyone involved in the game, and the players themselves as well, to keep pushing the game forward.
You're one club there, not many people can say that. Was there ever an opportunity? Did you ever think of going elsewhere?
I think as a young footballer, you always dreamed of playing at the highest levels. I think you're lying if you don't say that sort of stuff. But But it's been, I've signed contract after contract and did it with a smile on my face every time. And like I said, not many people are going to do that. I think the way football is at the moment, and the way clubs as well are always trying to better themselves too. So I've had many different coaches, and I've had to change my style and change, what I've had to do every time, and to the demands of what they want. And so it's not been easy, but it's something I've loved every minute of, and wouldn't change for the world.
You talked about the ovation you got when you came on. I imagine it's going to be nothing compared to what the fans want to give you now that they know this. Definitely on the weekend, maybe elimination final as well. What sort of connection have you built with the fans in your generation?
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? You've seen, no fans now and supporters, members that have, I'm now taking photos with their kids. When we first started, I was a teenager, they were a teenager, some of them, and now I've got kids and I'm holding photos with their kids, and it's it's been generational, and we all know about our north end. I've ensured the players know about our south end, whether what they bring each week, and I love warming up down this end as well when they give me a little cheer each time, and I think just I've loved that connection with our foundation members from year one who've still had that with me, and it's I think what they've done for the game as well, and is easily forgotten about, and all the hardships the club's been through, and no matter what happens, it's a big game comes along, and all of a sudden there's a wall of blue again, and it's it's a credit to them that they keep coming back every time after every bit of difficulty we've had.
What's the high note of your career?
There's been many. I think from a football point of view, just banging in the goal here in the grand final. I think felt on top of the world for a couple of weeks after that. But that year was kind of a measure of, I felt good enough. I played most of the minutes, contributed with some big goals and some great assists, and it was in a fantastic team, and I played a lot of the year, and so that was a really just a good measure that felt that I belonged here, and that moment was, don't know what I was thinking at the time or why I was that far forward, but it was that was a great moment.
Who were some of the best players you played with or against?
I get asked that a fair bit. I've been lucky to be at this club who've signed some amazing players who've been so ambitious in bringing some great players. Just recently, having Nani here, and pre-COVID when you had Keske Honda and Ola Toivonen and just go to a World Cup and then come to us. The level that they were at were fantastic, and playing with players like Harry Kewell and the ability players like Carlos Hernandez had, and it's, when you compare it to now, it's these were top class players that we've had, and the Aussie players that I've played with here, Carl Valeri, Mark Milligan, and when I first started, people like Archie Thompson, Kevin Muscat, and even Danny Allsop drove me to training in the early days when I didn't have a license. So there's people that I've people didn't have a license because I wasn't 18 yet. TAC. Caroline. I've had some great idols that I've worked along and helped me, and just some great professional footballers here that I've been blessed to play with.
Can you tell us about when you were growing up and you were working as a kid person at the club?
Yeah.
Sort of thing? Can you just touch on that a little bit?
I was sort of coming through. There's no youth team at the time, anything like that. There was 20 players, and some of the young boys that are around the traps just trained on, and the league was growing, and we needed someone to help. Basically, the assistant coach was doing the kit, washing, packing, and that's where the league was at the time, and he was under the pump, so I think I got paid a couple $100 a week might have been work 60 hours a week or something like that, so it was a bit of slave labour, but it was just, for me to be able to train with the team. I'd come in the morning, 7 a.m, pick up the gear, put it all out, clean the boys' boots, just proper old school kit man, if you want to call it, and then I'd get to train with the team. That was my in, and it was my opportunity that I could train with the team. They'd finish up at midday, and I'd go wash the gear and sit in the office till 5, and yeah, that's my story. Everyone's got a hardship story, but that was me. I worked myself to the bone, and 9 months later, I was given a professional contract. So it was, it was my mini way of going through what was the youth process, I guess, at the time.
What was driving from that point to have such a long career internally? What was driving?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just persistent. I had desire for success. I was, kind of stayed level-headed, and I always wanted to, just had a desire to win. I always wanted to prove people wrong as well. Different coaches over the years I've had to prove myself again and again, and even with the same coaches, I've never been probably ever in anyone's starting lineup, and forced my way in there most years, and that gave me that hunger each year that I was never really had to work my way to play, and different motivations over the years. Now I've wanted the last few years I wanted to see I want my kids to see me play and have memories of me being here, and I think I've achieved that now, and various motivations over the years, but as recently I think it's been seeing my kids watch me play has been amazing.
I think when we were starting out, pretty low-key sessions, except the fact that Kevin Muscat had licence to kick you, to toughen you up and prepare you for the future. You had a long career. Do you think it worked?
I think so. I think I was a tough little kid growing up anyway, because I was obviously not big, so I was used to that stuff, and it used to piss me off at the time, but I swallowed it and moved on, and probably did the same thing 10 years later. Some of the young kids coming through to test them, so it was baptism of fire at the time, and some things probably aren't acceptable anymore in the modern times, but that was a way of I understood at the time of getting me ready.
I wanted to ask about a game the fans still look back on fondly, which is you marking out or Pesky out of the match. A bit of a mismatch on paper, but you kept it close.
I think he scored 2 goals that game, but we won, wasn't it? It was my first game at centre-back, so it was interesting, and I thought I could out-jump him as well. I just backed myself in at that point, and there was an opportunity to play, and I still remember that one.
I think there was a subsequent game where you kept him quiet and let you listen.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a good game. We played well. It was probably someone else's fault that he scored, right? But no, it was that was probably the start of my versatility that time, and that was awesome. Playing against some of the players like that, it was a great challenge.
How did you adapt to playing pretty much anywhere, plugging in anywhere?
Early on, I probably wouldn't have managed. I think just once I started understanding the game a bit more as I got older, it sort of I started listening a lot more. You take on details that you didn't think mattered because you didn't play those positions. Started taking on those details and learning, and it was just for me it was an opportunity to play, and I was going to take it with both hands, and just prepared myself for it and did everything that I could, and you can't play centre back as a big strong centre back if you're standing like me. You just have to adapt and make it work.
What was your favourite position ultimately? Now you don't have to adhere to what coach.
No, I love playing centre midfield. I think you're in the fight, you're near the referee to wind him up, and you just you're up front, you're at the back, you're everywhere. It's just sort of hustle bustle, and that's what I've enjoyed the most.
You've played under a pretty impressive list of coaches, and Kevin Muscat, St Tony's here, and Barrett. What's it been like playing under? Not many people say they've played under.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I mentioned the players that I've played with, but I've been privileged to have so many great coaches here that I've taken so many different things from in their different styles and the way they've done things. So I've been very lucky to have great coaches here, and that's a testament to the club, the type of people they bring here as not only players, as staff as well.
I guess what's next? You have to stay involved.
Yeah, I think I've been 20 years of research into football. I think it'd be a waste to completely go do something else. So I need a break for a little bit, I think, just to reflect, and then I want to stay involved in the sport, and just give back, I guess, and in a positive way.
Coaching?
I enjoy coaching. I have a spark for coaching, but enjoy other things too, like the business side of sport too. So it's something that we're starting to look at now.
Obviously, I'm looking on social media, the cries statue have already started.
Yeah.
Where should they put it?
You tell me, Joey. Caroline? Where are we gonna? No. You know, my career hasn't been about any of that type of stuff, but right out the front next to Billy and Billy and Cam, yeah, we'll chuck it right next to there. Not that I'm at the same level as those guys, but it'll be nice.
Just one of the rest of the season as well. It's still going, obviously. Fairly open, it seems.
Yep.
What are your thoughts here? Can you pitch one more?
Yeah, definitely. We've done it before from the position that we're in, and it's definitely possible. And yeah, it's one game at a time of football, and we know we can beat anyone in this league. So we're definitely, positive result this weekend to build on, and a home final here. I don't think anyone will want to come here when this stadium's full, and I don't think the boys need any motivation or need to find any motivation. It's as we've seen with some of the difficult years here, that you're not always in those positions to be 2 or 3 games away from lifting a trophy. So it's something that the club's been pretty good in big games, and no doubt that it'll be the same.
There'll be no shortage of state league and NPL clubs queuing up for you. When you're done, or would you consider a run out for back to back?
At the moment, Knox City. Yeah. At the moment, I'm no motivation for any of that at the minute. But it's you never know.
Cool.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.